Hello, and welcome to the Appeal Democrats' ongoing series of discussions with candidates on the November 2012 ballot. Today we're speaking here with John Dukes, who's running for another term on the Yuba City Council. Mr. Dukes, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about some things that are going to be before the Yuba City Council in the next few years. As I'm sure you've already experienced, economies are very tight, budgets are very tight right now. Are there areas in which you see, that you might be able to do some trimming or cutting to make things balance out in the next few years if necessary?
I think that there are a few areas that we can do that. We're looking at perhaps privatizing some of our services. We're doing an analysis at this point to determine which areas that we could do that, where we could convert it over to private sector and deal with things that way.
Okay. Anything specifically that you can point to at this point?
At this point, it's still premature because we're doing the study to determine which items or which areas would be what I call the low-hanging fruit, where we could find the most benefit by doing that.
Okay. On the other side, I'm sure a lot of people would like to see the economy grow and things progress on a better track, jobs and that sort of thing coming along. Any things you see the city being able to do to kind of spur some of that along?
Well, we have helped with the local builders to try and keep the fees at a level that was acceptable. Going back a couple years, some projects so we could actually implement the fees of what they were instead of going to the higher fee schedule. We've done that, and that has helped keep people employed here in our community. As far as future growth, we're really an ag-based community, and I see our growth in those types of businesses. We're probably not a candidate for another Google or a HP or something like that, but we really are ag-based, and when I look at companies like OMC and Sweco and different ones locally that are expanding and growing, we need to support those types of business and make it easier for them to do business in our community.
Okay. Another issue that's been before Yuba City and really all of Sutter County in the last few months, last few years, some would say, is the animal shelter. Obviously right now there's a bit of a disagreement between some of the partners in that on how to move forward. What do you see as the city's role there and what we can expect to see from here?
Well, as you know, it has been an ongoing situation. There's been some issue at late regarding the current employees, how the city would take those employees. As you know, when the JPA was formed, Yuba City was going to take the lead as the lead agency when we took over the new facility. There were some issues that weren't dealt with prior to forming the JPA, so those are what we're trying to deal with now, and it's hard to say at this point where it's going to go.
And lastly, you just had Councilwoman McBride step down for a role with the state. There's a process right now where it looks as if her position is going to be filled by appointment. You're going to be on the council, it looks like, or it will be when that appointment is made. What sort of qualities do you think we should be looking for in someone who might serve on the council?
Well, obviously people that have been involved in the community over the past few years or beyond. People that have given to the community, that have a heart and a passion for our community and want to see our community grow and to be a great place to raise families.
Okay. Lastly, you're running for another term on the council. Obviously, it's a contested race. What's your best sales pitch? Why should the voters send you back for another term?
Good question. Well, over the past 4 years, we've started the groundwork of how do we reinvent government, how do we make it more efficient. We've done a number of things to do that and to be more business friendly in our community. We've just gotten started. Over the next 4 years, we will be dealing with labor negotiations for city employee contracts in a couple years. Perhaps we may be looking at a new city manager in that 4-year period of time, not sure. And then perhaps looking at the possibility of going to a charter city so that we can have more local control rather than mandates from the state.
Okay. Some interesting things for voters to keep in mind. Mr. Dukes, appreciate you coming in today. We'll be speaking with, of course, the other candidates in the Yuba City Council race and other top races on the November ballot, so keep watching.
Thank you.